All right, let's jump right in. What we're looking at today isn't just some reading list. No. Think of this as a complete operating system, a playbook that's been distilled from hundreds of books, and it's all designed for one thing, to give you a framework for how to think, how to build, and ultimately, how to win.
And this quote from the legendary Intel CEO Andy Grove, man, it just sets the tone perfectly. This whole thing isn't about getting comfortable. It's about staying sharp, staying alert, and being ready to make a move when everyone else is just standing around.
And that's really the whole point. We're not talking about abstract, fluffy theories here. The ideas we're about to break down are tactical, they're proven, and together they form a concrete blueprint for how to get ahead. So it all starts with the most important part of the journey, right? It's about forging the right mindset. This is the foundation. If you don't get this part right, nothing else matters.
I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When the ground is shifting right under your feet, how do you not only see that change coming, but actually use it to your advantage instead of letting it steamroll you?
Well, the answer starts with Andy Grove, and it's so important to understand this. When he says paranoid, he's not talking about being fearful, not at all. He means being hyper-aware. It's about training your brain to spot those little signals, those tiny tremors that tell you a massive change is just over the horizon.
And this right here, this is his core tool. The idea is that you're constantly scanning these 6 forces. You're not just watching, you're actively hunting for what Grove called a 10x shift, a change so massive, so fundamental that it can either wipe out your business or, if you're the first one to act on it, become your single greatest opportunity.
And that brings us to another builder, Zell, who famously called himself a professional opportunist. His whole philosophy was brilliantly simple. When everybody else is panicking and running away from the chaos, that's your signal to run toward it. He believed that real fortunes are made in the places nobody else is brave enough to look.
Now, having a winning mindset is absolutely critical, but you can't build an empire all by yourself. And that brings us to the second pillar, leading teams that win. This is all about how you multiply your own efforts through other people.
This is the classic leadership problem, right? You've got the vision, you've got the fire in your belly, but how in the world do you get a whole team to execute with that same level of intensity, especially when the pressure's on?
Former Navy SEAL Jocko Willink gives us the answer, and it is brutally simple: extreme ownership. It's taking the #1 lesson from the battlefield and applying it to business. It means you, the leader, are responsible for everything.
And look, this isn't some vague, motivational idea. It's a tactical system. It means you own your entire world, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You make the mission crystal clear. You empower your team to make their own calls. That's decentralized command. And you keep your own ego out of the way. When you do this, blame disappears, and your team starts moving with incredible speed and purpose.
Okay, so from ownership, we pivot to leverage. Entrepreneur coach Dan Sullivan offers this just transformative mental shift. You need to stop asking, how can I do this? And immediately start asking, who can do this for me?
And this is about so much more than just delegating a few tasks. It's about total liberation. Every single time you find the right who, you unlock these 4 freedoms for yourself. It frees you up to focus on building that bigger future instead of being stuck in the day-to-day grind.
So, you've got your mindset dialed in, and you're leading a team. Now the game moves to an even higher level. It's all about improving the quality of your own thoughts and your own decisions.
Because as you scale up, your personal judgment, that becomes the ultimate ceiling on your success. The quality of your thinking is going to directly determine the quality of your results. It's that simple.
And this is where Naval Ravikant comes in. The guy's like 1 part startup genius, 1 part modern-day philosopher. And his work, it's not just a guide to getting wealthy, it's a guide to thinking clearly in a world that is just full of noise.
This comparison just nails his core idea. The old way is trading your time for money, the classic hamster wheel. But the new way, it's all about building leverage so you can earn with your mind. That means writing code that works while you're asleep, or using capital to invest, or creating content that can reach millions. The goal isn't to be busy anymore. The goal is to be free.
And this line from the book Illusions just drives the final point on mindset home so powerfully. It's a huge warning. The limits you believe in are the only limits that actually exist. Your reality is literally defined by the boundaries you set in your own mind.
And that brings us to the final, and, maybe the most important piece of the whole puzzle: playing the long game. This is about building something that actually lasts. It's moving beyond just profit to focus on purpose, on legacy.
It's the question that kind of haunts a lot of successful people, right? You've won the game, you've achieved all the things you set out to do. But what was it all for? This final section is about answering that question with real intention.
The founder of Shake Shack, Danny Meyer, he offers this really profound answer in his philosophy of enlightened hospitality. And what he argues is that how you treat people is, without a doubt, the most powerful business strategy in the world.
And this distinction right here, it is everything. Service is the transaction. It's technical. You got the order right. Hospitality, that's the connection. It's emotional. It's about how you make people feel. Building a business, and frankly, a life, that's centered on making people feel seen and valued, that is the ultimate long-term play.
This philosophy from Patagonia's founder, Yvon Chouinard, just perfectly captures the soul of playing the long game. I mean, he built one of the most successful brands on the planet, not by chasing profits, but by building it around a clear purpose, protecting the planet. The journey really does matter, more than the destination.
So, this playbook, it's not meant for you to just passively read through it. It's a call to action. We've walked through the models for mindset, for leadership, for clear thinking, and for legacy. So the only real question left is, which piece of this operating system are you going to install first?